Geometry students, pretty easy video, pretty short, and I'll make sure I have your test for you on Monday. But what we're looking at here is we want to talk about triangles some more. This next chapter is called it's about mid-segments, perpendicular bisectors, angle bisectors, a couple triangle inequality ideas, so more triangles. And this first lesson is pretty short, but it deals with mid-segments. And a mid-segment of a triangle connects two midpoints of two sides. So like take M, which is the midpoint of AB, and P, which is the midpoint of BC. And if you connect those two with MP, that's a mid-segment. N is the midpoint of AC. And so we create these triangles, and we get some interesting properties about mid-segments. I would much rather do this after the triangle similarity chapter, but your book does this now, or the book we're using does this now, and they prove this with coordinate proof. We'll save it for a similar triangle proof later. But here's a property that can be proven with mid-segments. The mid-segment connecting two midpoints of the side of a triangle is parallel to the third side, the side it does not touch, and it's half as long as that side. That's pretty much it for this first lesson, is how can we use this theorem to find different distances and things. One thing that is important to remember from the first semester, because it's going to talk about midpoints and coordinate proofs, you need to know that if you have 2 points, x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2, the midpoint is x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. That is how you find the midpoint in the coordinate plane. This is the midpoint between this point, call it A, and this point, call it B. So the midpoint of segment AB. You need to know this formula. We've done it before, but just want to make sure you still know it. That's it. I'm going to leave it just at that. So go back to these slides I just had. Draw something down in your book. Write this theorem down so I know you watched the video. And then really your classwork is going to be pretty straightforward examples of, something as simple as if you know this is a mid-segment. Right, so how do you know it's a mid-segment? You can see there it connects the 2 points. If this is 26, what's x? That's 13. So, I could make it a lot simpler, but 1/2 of 26, or sorry, I can't make it much simpler than that, equals x, so x equals 13. Or I could tell you if this angle, find this angle, right, and we'd know they're the same because they're parallel. So some pretty simple algebra that we can do with that. I'll try to make it a little more complicated to push you a little bit. I think the book has some more complicated examples. But there you go. Peace.